Good evening. It was almost inevitable. The heat wave most of Britain's basked in for more than a month broke in a crescendo of thunderstorms and downpours, causing chaos on the railways and on the roads. A lightning strike knocked out the signalling at York and with it East Coast rail services for much of the day. That as thousands headed off on their holidays. But before the summer weather moved on, it left behind it tragedy. 2 deaths, including a boy at a Warwickshire quarry. And the search continued for another teenager missing off the Essex coast.
Tonight, the relentless heat and drought of the last few days broke in the most dramatic fashion. Hailstones pummeled Yorkshire as thunderstorms hit eastern parts of England. The Met Office warned of flash flooding and a danger to life as the heat wave was replaced by heavy rain. It had been a day of disruption for rail passengers on the East Coast. They were left standing outside in the baking heat after lightning strikes to signalling cancelled trains.
I don't know what they're waiting for, what we're waiting for. There's no authority telling us what's going to happen.
We were supposed to be waiting to go to Manchester. It's my hen do, but what can you do?
We were delayed on the train for like an hour outside of York, and now we're here and there's been no news, so we're just waiting.
There's going to be
From southern Scotland to Norfolk, many people were woken by thunder this morning. After weeks without being needed, the drains in Swaffham struggled to cope. This house in Nottinghamshire was struck by lightning overnight and set on fire. Neighbours helped to get the occupants to safety.
Just complete bang. So scary. I had my kids screaming. The electrics have blown to complete smithereens.
But where it wasn't stormy, it was still sweltering. Umbrellas with a different purpose, even if temperatures didn't quite reach record-breaking levels. And that heat is still claiming lives. Police are still searching for a 14-year-old boy who went missing while swimming close to the pier in Clacton in Essex. While in Warwickshire, the body of another missing teenager was recovered today. In Norwich, as temperatures soared above 30 degrees, charities were handing out bottled water and sunscreen to homeless people. They say the hot weather brings new dangers to those sleeping on the streets.
They've got risk of sunstroke, dehydration. Some of the people we work with have substance abuse issues, and so it can be really dangerous for them if they're not taking on enough water.
The frustration caused by the weather continued for those trying to escape it. There were more long delays at the Channel Tunnel as its air conditioning struggled to cope. But tonight it is the rain that is causing the disruption. Stormy conditions in the northeast forced Middlesbrough's football match with Sunderland to be abandoned. Come rain or shine, there is no escaping the effects of this exceptional summer.
And Ben joins me live from Norwich tonight. Disruptive rain, you say, but also some pretty dramatic lightning storms tonight, Ben.
Yes, and it's been pretty spectacular here over the last half an hour or so. It's been so hot and so humid here today. And then we had this really strong gust of cool breeze. The heavens opened and we were treated to this pretty amazing light show. And it caused quite a bit of excitement here. Even the rain, I think. A lot of people, frankly, have forgotten what it felt like to be rained on over the last few days or so. The Met Office say there have been more than 10,500 lightning strikes in the UK since midday today, and all of that on what was supposed to be, of course, one of the hottest days on record. In the end, the high was a measly 34.7 degrees, not far from here, and it's thought that it is the arrival of those storms which took the edge off those temperatures today. There is still a risk of flash flooding tonight, although the weather warning has been downgraded from an amber to a less severe yellow. And as for respite, well, it will be cooler over the weekend, but forecasters say by the middle of next week, we're expecting temperatures back in the mid-30s.
Ben, thanks.